Welcome to the JDsync tutorial for freelance legal support professionals. Now, if you are here and you're an attorney, you will want to shut this video off and go back to your welcome email, and you'll find a second video in there, and that one is specific to attorneys. The registration process is much different, so you want to make sure you take a look at that. So for those of you who are freelance support professionals, welcome. And this tutorial is really about giving you a deep dive into utilizing JDsync to offer your services. I'll show you how to set up your account, how to link your account to the payment processor, so of course you can get paid, how to offer your services, and how to accept wants that are set up by attorneys. So let's go ahead and jump right in. The first thing you're going to want to do is to head over to JDsync.com, and once you're there, you'll want to hit the sign up button. Let's give it just a second to think. And now you'll see it takes you to the registration page where it wants you to fill in all these different fields. Now, one thing I do need to mention is we highly recommend you use a Gmail account when you set up your JDsync account. The reason is because our payment processor, Stripe Connect, requires that. And so unless you want to be toying around with two separate email addresses and different passwords and trying to link them all together, we suggest just registering with a Gmail account. So if you don't have one, you can just head over to mail.google.com and you can set up a free Gmail account. And once you've got it, come on back over and we'll get you all registered. So I'm going to put in here a new user. And I'm going to create a password for my user. Then you'll want to create your screen name. I think my screen name is going to be Metro Law Group. Although you, of course, are going to either use your individual name or if you happen to have, an LLC or a business entity, go ahead and enter that there. And then, these are virtual services, so really you can offer your services to any attorney throughout the U.S., but for tax purposes, we do need to know where you are. So we are in Minneapolis. And then you'll just want to hit sign up for free. Of course, if you are already a user, you can click in down here. And you can sign up using your Facebook login credentials as well, or your Google Plus login credentials. Now, once you are logged in, it's going to take you to this page. And now this is your dashboard, as we refer to. You're going to see here that it's going to offer you the ability to add your services. But before you can do that, it's going to require you to set up your Stripe Connect account. And of course, that is the bank application that we'll use to make sure that the attorneys get you paid. So let's go ahead and set up that Stripe account right away. Now, if you read through this, it'll tell you that, in fact, none of the services that you are going to put into your profile on JDsync will be visible to attorneys until you have set up that Stripe Connect account. So I encourage you to do that right now before you add any services. And you're going to do that by going over here to your settings. You're going to see these various tabs. Hit Cash Out, and it'll tell you right here you must create or connect to an existing Stripe Connect account in order to offer your services on JDsync. Okay, so they will not be visible again until you do that. So go ahead and connect with Stripe. And it says JDsync would like you to start accepting payments. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to activate your account. And I'm going to show you how to do this really quickly. And then I'm going to use an account I already have set up so we can keep things moving. Your business address. Now, if you're an individual or a solopreneur, that's perfectly fine. Stripe Connect doesn't mind. So under business address, just go ahead and type in your home mailing address. Here, of course, type of business. If you are a business entity, go ahead and indicate so. If you're an individual, that's perfectly fine as well. Now the employer identification number, if you've got one, go ahead and throw it in there, but again, it's optional, and you can use your social security number if you prefer. As far as business website goes, if you've got one, fantastic. If you don't have one, that is no big deal. You can go ahead and you can cut and paste your URL from your LinkedIn account or your Facebook account, and just go ahead and stick that right in here, and that'll operate as though you are a business website. Okay. Now, one thing you will need to do is describe what you sell, who you sell to, and when you charge your customers. And so you're probably, I'm going to say I am a virtual legal assistant to attorneys who pay me after I complete these services. Something to that effect. Now here, as an individual, you'll want to type in your legal name, your first and last name, you're probably the CEO, your date of birth, and then just the last 4 digits of your social security number. Then your home address, and it's perfectly fine if you've listed your home address and your business address as the same. It doesn't mind. Credit card statement details. Now, you want to think about this because this is the name that's going to show up on the credit card statements of the attorneys who hire you for your services. So, you know, you might want to say legal, virtual legal. You just want to make sure they know, you know, who you are, or you need to have a way to remind them of what they purchased so there aren't any chargebacks. And your support phone number, this is in most cases going to just be a cell phone number. Now your bank details, the routing number, account number, and confirm your account number where you'd like all of your deposits to be made. We have run into some users who are telling us that Stripe is very finicky about the routing number. And so sometimes the routing number that's found on your check or on your statements aren't necessarily the one it's looking for. So if you don't have luck with the routing number that you see on your check, go ahead and do, you know, a Google search for the main branch and try that one, and you'll likely have better luck. And then once you're finished, you'll just indicate your email, choose a password, and then you'll hit authorize access to this account. Now, I'm not going to fill that out because I've already got an account, so I'm just going to quickly sign in here. And now here you'll see that it took us back to our dashboard. So once you're here, if you go back to settings and then you go to your cash out, you'll see that you're now connected to Stripe Connect. This means you can go ahead and start offering your services. So scroll on over to services and click on add a service. And you're going to want to go through this basic information, all right? Indicate what type of legal professional you are. I'm going to say that I am administrative support today. A service name, I'm going to be, let's see, I am a virtual legal assistant. And then it does require a cover image. Now, if you've got a logo for your business, you can go ahead and use that. If you want to do a profile pic of you, that's great. You know, whatever. Let's see if I can find, here we go. Here's a JDsync logo. I'll go ahead and use that. Now, my service description, you want to put some thought into this and maybe, you know, try to distinguish yourself a little bit from the competition, but come up with a, you know, a nifty little line about yourself. I'm not going to get creative here because I'm just doing a tutorial, but experienced legal professional with 10 years experience, something like that, right? Okay, and here it's not obvious, but you'll need to type in your address, and we're going to say that this person, Metro Law Group, okay, that is us, so we're going to go ahead and type in our actual address. There we go. Now, rate. Rate is where you're going to determine how much you want to get paid for your services. If you look over here under the second column, it's going to say per hour or per service. Now, you may negotiate a rate with an attorney for an entire project. Maybe you've got one project that this attorney wants you to complete. For example, file 50 electronic filings with the court, and I'm going to go ahead and pay you $200 for that service. So in that case, I would go ahead and I would type in $200 per service. Now, if you would prefer to work by the hour and you negotiate an hourly rate with an attorney, you can go ahead and indicate that here as well. Okay. Now, a PDF file, you don't have to upload something. You can if you'd like. I always recommend at some point uploading your resume, and there are several places where you can do that. This is one of them. So if you want to go ahead and upload your resume here, you can. And then another picture. I'm not exactly sure why you'd want another picture, but in case you do, in case you've got a logo, let's see, I could do a logo, and then I can maybe do my headshot too. Let's see, where am I? Here I am. I'm this happy lady. Okay, YouTube video, again, I'm not sure it's necessary. If you wanted to do something there, you could. All right, and here we get down to the nitty-gritty, the custom questions. What type of legal professional are you? Okay, I'm an administrative assistant. And indicate the services you wish to offer, okay? Let's see, I am really good at calendaring events. I'm good at client intake. I'm good at, and you're going to want to indicate as many as you are proficient in. And the way that I'm getting here, you'll see it started out blank. I'm just scrolling over and I'm just hitting my mouse here. And maybe I'm good at data entry too. There we go. And my area of specialty, all right, you know what? I've worked in bankruptcy law, and I've done some family law. Where is that? Let's find some family law. There we go. And the types of applications, media, and software that I am proficient in. Well, I'm really good at billing time on Clio. And let's see. I'm going to scroll down here. You know what? I know how to utilize YouTube. I know Excel spreadsheets. Where was that one? I thought I said something else. Oh, here, Google Sheets. I definitely know how to use Google Sheets. I'm going to add that as well. Now, education and certifications, okay? You're going to check all that apply. Here, I did get a high school degree. Let me see. I also have a bookkeeping certification. Was there anything else that applies? I want to make sure I get them all. I think that's it for me. All right, now the state where I live is Minnesota. And I'm in the central time zone, so that's correct. Now, you can actually publish your schedule. These are the hours that you're going to be available to complete the services. It's not necessary to fill this out, and I usually don't recommend that you do unless you're someone who's really trying to do some virtual reception services and you want to indicate when you're available for calls. And so you might go ahead and fill this out so the attorney knows, when you're going to be available to work the phones. I'm going to just kind of skim past this for now, but know that it is available. And now I'm just going to click Add. You can see it's all uploading. Aha, very cool. So now that has uploaded and I can create my profile. So again, I'm going to go ahead in here and I am going to find my pretty picture. My first name here, my second name, my phone number, office phone number, here it is. Yep, this all looks correct. So I'm going to go ahead and, of course, save my changes. And then here it'll ask you if you want to upload a verification PDF. Now, every user who is a freelance legal support professional, so everyone who's watching this video, needs to be verified by JDsync, and that's because we want to make sure that you're not a robot, but that you're an actual human. So what you'll do is you'll request verification, and we will receive an email on our end letting us know that you'd like to use JDsync, and we will go ahead and review your credentials, and we will then verify that you are an authorized user, and you'll receive an email at that point letting you know you can go ahead and start offering your services. So let's see here. I'm going to add a PDF. Let's see. I'm going to add, a lot of times it's nice to add a resume here. Okay, I just added. Okay, so I have been verified already, but you will receive in your on your Gmail account, of course, information indicating that you have been verified. And I'm going to show you real quick what that looks like. Here, a new user needs verification. Okay, so I'll go in and I'll verify that person. You'll receive an email on your end doing the same thing. Now, you do not need to worry about this tab, credit cards. That is specific to attorneys who are going to be entering their credit card information in order to make sure that you get paid for the services that you're providing. Security is just going to allow you to change your password. So let's go ahead and you've now got services that you're offering. Let's click on that. And here you can see we are a virtual legal assistant, and we're going to do, for $200, we're going to provide some kind of service. Now you can go ahead and you can edit in here. This is where we just came from, remember? And the attorney it's going to look a little different for the attorney. So if we go back to services, they are going to be able to, up here on the top, they're going to be able to post their want. Okay, so a want is really a job, and they can go ahead and they can say, I want a administrative assistant with bankruptcy background to file 50 court filings electronically for me. And you then can go ahead and you can come up here and you can browse all the wants. Okay, so this is everything posted by the lawyer, and you can see if in fact there's something in there that tickles your fancy. Here's someone right here who's seeking administrative assistance. I'm going to open this up and see if this might apply to me. Now if I scroll down here, now this person is really, it looks like they're looking for someone with maybe some estate planning experience, and it looks like they have a deadline posted, so this is going to allow you the ability to determine if it's something you'd want to respond to. Do you have the time to finish the project before the deadline? Now let's say I want to respond to this want. Okay, I'm just going to click on respond to WA. And let's tell him, let's just pretend that I'm going to click in the message over here, and I'm going to tell him that I am an experienced estate planning professional. I will complete the project for $200. Okay, and now here you can go ahead and you can again upload your resume, because you want to make sure that they may request a writing sample. It's just, every attorney is different, so try and work with them. Another thing to remember too is that these attorneys are required to review you, okay? So it's a 5-star status, and you really want to make sure that you're doing your best to provide a superior, a really great service, because you are going to be rated, and the better your rating, the more likely you are to be rehired or hired by other attorneys. So your proposed rate, we're going to put in here, is $200, and you're going to propose, you can get it done by the deadline he's requesting, which is the 8th. So you're going to put in here the 8th, and then you're going to go ahead and you're going to send the quote. And now this is going to land in the attorney's inbox. And you're going to see on my end that I have something pending. It shows here the status, and the status is that it's pending, and this means I sent it out and I'm waiting for a response from the attorney. And now you can go ahead and jump right back into this sequence of questions if you want to review what you've offered. Now the attorney is going to see that you've requested some work, and you're going to see that he or she is going to see that in their inbox, and there'll be a number 1 here indicating that that service professional is requesting to take the job. So if I'm in here now as an attorney, here it is. Inbox. I have one message, and I click down here. If I'm an attorney, I'd click down here on attorney, and then I can read that. I can read your proposal, and I can either accept it or I can decline it. Now you, as a support professional, you're going to be clicking here under private messages when you have a message in your inbox. You'll also see up here in the corner when you've got a message alerting you that you haven't read yet. I'm going to go back to the support professional. Okay, so another way that attorneys are going to be able to, they can browse services, okay? So they can come right up here and they can fill out categories indicating what they're looking for. So if I'm an attorney, let's see, I can go over here and I can put in, I'm looking for an administrative support professional. I want somebody with bankruptcy. Let's see, what do I want them to do? I want them to file with the courts, and I want them to have experience in bankruptcy. So I'm going to scroll down here and see, oh, here we go, perfect. And I don't care about the location because it can be virtual, so I'm not even going to fill that out. But then I'm going to hit update my search. And there isn't anyone currently using who has those exact credentials, okay? But if there were someone, it would indicate that. And the really nice thing about JDsync's algorithm is it will match service providers with attorneys. So if you put a service out there that you're offering and there's an attorney who's indicated by posting a want that they need someone to do a similar job to the services you're providing, JDsync will match you, okay? And you will receive then an indication here in your inbox alerting you that you've been matched. Now, you may be wondering how you get paid. So let's go over that real quickly. I'm going to have you go back to your dashboard, and again, you scroll up here to the navigation bar. Under your email, go ahead and hit dashboard. And under transactions, you're going to see every transaction that's occurred between you and a lawyer. All right, now we haven't had any yet, but when we do, they will show up under pending, delivered, completed. Okay, so you or the attorney can go ahead and mark the job as completed. This, of course, needs to occur only after the attorney has told you that he or she is satisfied with the job that you've done. And they will then receive an email and they'll be required to review you. Once that review is in, one of you, either you or the attorney, can go ahead and hit completed. You're going to hit completed and it'll list the jobs. You're going to choose the job that you've completed. And then you're going to go ahead and you're just going to hit cash out. And it's just as simple as that. You're going to find that the money is going to go from the credit card of the attorney to your Stripe Connect account that's linked to your bank. It is slick as can be. So I think that for the most part covers most everything you need to know to get started on JD Sync. One thing I might mention too is that we're constantly updating features. It's such a new application. We want to make it as user-friendly as possible, and we do understand that at this point it's a little rough. So bear with us, and thank you for being one of our early users. We want to work with you, and we want as much feedback as possible to try and make this a successful platform and help you really advance your freelancing career. So with that said, attorneys may ask you to take some of the information that you're passing back and forth in the form of documents outside of the JD Sync platform. And although that's not entirely advised until our security features are complete, we do understand that securely passing documents is very important to lawyers. So bear with them if they should suggest that you upload some documents to a Dropbox or some type of security feature. This is going to be encouraged until we have the capability to pass substantial documents of large volume through the JD Sync platform. So work with them if they want, you to send you a link to a Dropbox or some other way that you can obtain documents and securely pass them back and forth. So if you've got any additional questions that we haven't covered in today's tutorial, feel free to shoot us an email. We are at support@JDsync.com. Again, that's support@JDsync.com. And we wish you the very, very best in your success. Thank you.